the confusion. I learned the other day that not everyone knows what the reference is for a Karen. I was kind of shocked. So in case you don't know, a Karen is a white woman who wants to protect sacred native white land like sidewalks, city parks, and Target parking lots from innocent black men going about their activities of daily living, like, you know, walking their dog or grocery shopping. So that's a Karen. Language is constantly changing. I mean, we used to just call them fucking bitches, but do I have any stay-at-home moms here in the audience, or women that stayed at home? Okay, good job. I told my husband the other day that I was ready to become a stay-at-home mom, and he's like, sweetheart, the kids moved out a few years ago. I'm like, I know, the little parasites are gone. I'm ready to come home and embrace the trad wife aesthetic. I'm gonna pour myself a glass of rosé, light some candles, throw a frozen lasagna in the oven like I'm Martha Stewart on edibles. I'm gonna watch HGTV like I'm studying for an exam. I'm gonna be like, gonna practice my big reveal face. Shiplap again! and then we're gonna watch House Hunters. Hours and hours of House Hunters. For 29 minutes of the 30-minute episode, we pretend that the man has anything to say in what house that they're going to live in. Yeah. That's the lifestyle for me. When my kids were little, my husband was a stay-at-home dad for a few years, which was wonderful. I was traveling a lot. It was great. But the bar is very different, just so you know, for stay-at-home dads than it is for stay-at-home moms. If he showed up at the PTA meeting with store-bought cupcakes from Kroger, the women would be like, isn't that nice? Mr. Young brought store-bought cupcakes from Kroger. If I showed up at the meeting with store-bought cupcakes from Kroger, they'd be like, you fucking cunt! Don't you love your children enough to make homemade baked goods? Just warning you, it's happening. I read the other day that the government wants us to start having bigger families, like it's 1947, and we're just pushing out future taxpayers for them like they're toaster strudels. What they don't understand is why people used to have bigger families. It's not because they loved kids, it's because they didn't know how many were going to make it. They didn't raise families, they released us like butterflies or stray cats or drunk 2 a.m. tweets. We would just roam around with these feral packs of kids up and down the street riding our big wheels into ongoing traffic like we had a death wish and a direct line to Jesus. We were climbing trees and jumping off of sheds and throwing shit at each other like we were auditioning for Jackass, the preschool edition. Sponsored by Lead Paint, whatever the fuck was in Tang. And our parents gave two shits about us. They would just yell out the window, "Be home by dark!" or whatever. And then they'd go back in, pour themselves a cocktail, and light a cigarette from another lit cigarette. With the windows closed indoors. On Monday mornings, my elementary school looked like a Civil War hospital. Kids would limp in with crutches made out of broomsticks, legs in casts, arms in slings, eye patches. I fell off a roof. I got hit by a lawn dart. Mikey threw a rock at my eye and it tore my cornea. Yeah, thanks, fucking Mikey Moore. But anyway, and our parents again were kind of like, that's why we have this extra kid over here. We're like, Doritos, French one, we'll make more. When I was 16, I went to San Antonio, Texas with my church youth group. This is a true story. I was gone 3 days before my dad turned to my mom and said, hey, where's what's her name? My mom's like, Texas. He's like, Texas? Had no idea that I was gone 3 days. Hadn't even thought about me. They were putting kids' faces on milk cartons to let other people know that kids were missing. They were doing it so the parents would learn if their kids were missing. My dad would have been like, huh, this kid looks familiar. Like, what's her name? That kid that sometimes spends the night here. It's like, yeah. They got so bad that they even had a commercial at 10 o'clock at night, and they would get famous people like Cyndi Lauper and Cher, even Andy Warhol, to remind parents at 10 o'clock, hey parents, it's 10 o'clock, do you know where your kids are? And Andy Warhol's like, they're with me in New York City, Club 57.